The latest Newspoll today again shows the coalition in a losing position, 48% to Labor's 52%. That's after preferences. When you actually look at just primary votes, a third of voters actually want neither party. And that makes the preferences, your second, third, fourth choices on your vote, how to vote thing, very important. And here there are two stories, two scandals. First, Clive Palmer. He poses this man as a right-wing warrior, anti the global warming scare and all that kind of, but his Trumpet of Patriots party is meanwhile giving his preferences in many seats to teal independents, climate hysterics, ahead of the Liberals, including even ahead of opposition leader Peter Dutton in his seat of Dixon. His preference by Clive Palmer behind even the Greens. And in seats like Griffith, Palmer straight out gives his second preference to Labor. I mean, Clive Palmer is really a totally fake Conservative. And that's why his candidate in the seat of Flinders, where I live, Jason Smart, has now dropped out saying, don't vote for me. Please don't vote for me. Clive Palmer broke his word to me to put the Greens and the Teals last. And he says, I'm going to put my country first. So don't vote for me. But even worse is Labor. It claims the Greens are economically disastrous, which is true, and have encouraged Jew hatred in this country, which is absolutely true and shameful. Yet even Albanese's Jewish Attorney General, Mark Dreyfus, gives the Greens his second preferences. His second preferences as a Jew to a party whose deputy leader refuses to condemn Hamas, murderers of Jews.
The question was, does Hamas need to be dismantled?
The Palestinians need to decide where they want to go.
Should it be dismantled?
Hamas is an organization that exists in the region.
Mark Dreyfus, have you no shame giving your second preference to a party whose deputy leader is that woman you just saw? And the same with the Prime Minister. His second preference also goes to the Greens. The party appealing to Jew haters with a giant election sign like this one in Melbourne, Free Palestine. This is depraved. This is Labor putting party over country and power over morality. Joining me is the panel, Michael Kroger, former Victorian Liberal President, and Steve Conroy, former Labor Senator and Cabinet Minister. Michael, this is frankly immoral.
Well, Andrew, Bob Hawke would be spinning in his grave tonight when he saw that. I mean, Mark Dreyfus. I mean, I've seen some gobsmacking things in my decades observing politics. I don't think I've ever seen anything as obnoxious and disgusting as Mark Dreyfus giving the second preferences to the Greens. I mean, we've been talking on this show for months, Andrew, about Albanese doing a preference deal with the Greens, and he batted it away, but that's exactly what's happened. It's sick, it's disgusting. It certainly won't help Josh Burns, the Labor member in McNamara, because other Jewish voters who might have been inclined to vote for him will now think this is beyond the pale. It's so sick and disgusting that not only do they do a deal with the Greens, but Mark Dreyfus puts them number two. These people have no shame at all. It's a disgrace. And this is not the Labor Party of Hawke and Keating, of Crean and Beazley. All right, this is an extreme mob. Wong, Burke, Jason Clare, Albanese, the hard left have taken over, and we can see it again in what's happened with these preferences, Andrew.
Steve Conroy, I know you're still involved in Labor politics. I know you don't like coming on the show to bag Labor, but surely this has got to cross a line for you as well.
Look, I think Josh Burns is issuing an open ticket. He's not recommending any preferences whatsoever. And I think that's a very courageous thing for him to do. In terms of why that's important is because Josh, unfortunately, may end up finishing third, which means his preferences would actually be relevant and distributed and probably decide the winner. Where this, Michael, blowing a gasket and fulminating about it is Michael well knows how preference system works. Mark Dreyfus is not going to finish third. So no preferences from Mark Dreyfus will ever go to the Greens because he won't be eliminated. So totally...
so it's okay
totally
then, Stephen, is it? It's okay, is it, for Mark Dreyfus?
Totally different. Totally different set of circumstances. Josh, in good conscience, could not possibly help elect a Green to his seat. Mark Dreyfus
Tell me if I understand your argument, Stephen. Tell me if I understand your argument correctly. So Josh Burns, also Jewish, he's making a courageous call, a decisive call, one that can influence the outcome in his seat by not preferencing the Greens. I think he should preference Liberals over Greens, but that's another thing. But Mark Dreyfus, you say, has got nothing to lose. He's going to win it anyway. He could have made a very cheap, no sweat decision and put the Greens last. Nothing to lose. He put him second. I mean, that is gutless.
One characterisation you got wrong there. I didn't say he was going to win. I said he wouldn't be eliminated, which means it comes down to the two candidates, Labor and Liberal. So Mark Dreyfus's preferences will never be distributed. Either a Liberal will win Isaacs or Mark Dreyfus will win Isaacs. That is a fundamental
So they're inconsequential, then why put them second? That's my point. He had nothing to lose. He could have made a statement and he didn't have the guts and integrity to do that. To put a party that's appealing to Jew haters and won't defend or won't condemn Hamas, which if Mark Dreyfus was wandering through Israel at the wrong time, they would shoot him in an instant. And he doesn't even have the guts to, I mean, it's just, to me, I've seen things in politics that are pretty immoral. This is about the worst it gets.